How do you protect a worksheet? Now, in other parts of this course, we show you how to protect a book to make it read-only. On this particular part of the course, we're going to be looking at selective protection. That's where you can lock just parts of the sheet, because there are times when you do want people to type in certain locations in a sheet, but not others. Now here we've got an example of a sheet that's been set up. It's a template of an expenses claim form. I don't want people changing things such as the allowance that we give per mile. We don't want people to accidentally delete the formulas that we've already pre-written. And we don't want people to be able to make changes to the actual layout of the sheet. However, we do need them to be able to do some things. We need them to be able to type in their name, the date, and also their claims, their receipts, and their number of miles. So you decide where you want them to type, because by default all cells on every new sheet is locked by default. If we were to turn on protection now, every single cell would be locked. So we need to set up something before we turn on the protection. To do that, we first of all select which cells we want to allow the user to type into. Now we know we want them to be able to type into these two cells at the top here, the week commencing and their name. So I'm going to select with my mouse both of those cells. Because I need to select other cells on the sheet, I'm going to hold the control key down while I select the other areas. So hold down control. This allows you to do a multiple selection. I then want them to be able to type their miles they've driven. So I'm going to drag my mouse across these cells here. Still with my finger on the control key held down, I then want them to be able to type their receipts into here and their receipts for their accommodation down here. You can now see on the sheet all the cells that I've highlighted that I'm going to give them permission to type into. We can then move our mouse so it's over the top of any one of those selected areas and click the right mouse button. This will pop up the context menu, and we want to get to Format Cells. Click on that. This will bring up your Format Cells dialog box. Now if you look across the top, there's several tabs, and the last one is called Protection. If you click on that to bring it to the front, you'll notice straight away it's telling us that all of those highlighted cells are already locked, as are all the other cells. However, if we remove the tick from locked, that means we've now unlocked all of those highlighted cells. We click OK. We can deselect now. The final part of protection is to move to the ribbon bar called Review. When you bring that to the front, you'll notice over towards the right there is a singular button called Protect Sheet, and when you click on this it will bring up the Protect Sheet box. Now you'll notice it's asking us to enter a password so that if anyone attempts to remove the protection they would have to know the password. Remember, if you put a password in, it is case sensitive. For this exercise we'll leave the password. We just click OK, and you'll now notice that when you attempt to type in any of the locations that were not unlocked, it will tell you you can't make changes. If we attempt to change this cell here, again it tells us we can't make changes. The only locations on this sheet that we can type are these areas that we allowed.